Morning, guys. I'll tell you what, strange. Years ago, I really used to love pancakes, waffles, things like that. And then I noticed in restaurants and places like that, especially ones that do high volume, the quality of the pancakes really changed over time. And they became more like quick breads. In other words, you have it on the skillet, it heats, and they just get really thick, and it's almost like having a quick bread or something like that. And it's just not the pancakes I remember that I really enjoyed. Were pretty thin. And then I thought about it. Well, if you're these breakfast places now, you want to like pre-make as much stuff as possible. So I know now that a lot of these restaurants will pre-make like 50, 60 pancakes, real fat blobby ones, and they'll stick them under a heat lamp with the lid on to maintain a little bit of moisture inside of them. But they're just not they're not made like fresh, and it just doesn't seem like they're made right. Now you can put in the comment section down below. You said, Rosie, you're a knucklehead, okay? Pancakes are pancakes. I don't know. Just let me know down below. But at least in restaurants and stuff. Plus, I've kind of lost my taste in carbs and stuff over the years. But today, I think I'm going to try this mix that I got at the, I've never even heard of HungryJack. I don't know. I got this mix. All you do is add water to it. And HungryJack at the grocery outlet here, which is the bottom end of the food chain for life on the low end of the food chain. I eat things you guys would never eat, so you don't have to, and I can evaluate. But this looks like it's going to be pretty good. So let's give it a try. Maybe I'll like pancakes again. Maybe I'll just shit can the whole thing. I don't know, but let's get down here on the skillet and let's get going. This is not going to be our most difficult. Recipe that we ever did. Pardon the light behind me here. I don't like that, but it destroys the vid. But okay, here we go today. HungryJack. We're going to give it a whirl. Oh, by the way, sorry, it drives people crazy when the cabinets are over in there. All right, feel better. Oh, he's such a slob. We're going to use our Jethro Bodine mixing bowl here, and we're going to use 1 cup of the mix here. Look like doll scissors in the kitchen. All right, let's measure this out here. All right, 1 cup of this jive. All right, and I like me pancakes on the thin side there. Okay, let's close that up good. Put that away so it's nice and bulging, just the way we like our meats and things. And then we're going to put in 3/4 of a cup of, let your prep mix stand for 3 minutes. I don't know. I'm not the most fastidious measure in the world, but in she goes. Okay, that's 3/4 of a cup. And let's get our whisk here, and let's get this made up and see what this is going to be like. All right. And always, when you're mixing in a bowl, let me give you guys a pro level tip. Always mix one way, then the other, and also turn your bowl. Okay? All right, smells pretty good. So we're going to let that sit for 3 minutes. I'm going to get the spray out, and we're going to be ready to go here, and we're going to give these a whirl, all right? Here I am. Oh, and by the way, if you're not subscribed, this would be a good time to invite you to subscribe. This is a fun variety channel. We do a lot of different stuff. It's been a lot of years since I've done some product testing, because quite frankly, the stuff at the Dollar Tree was like practically killing us when we were testing some of the stuff we ate. I don't know how, and no wonder it ended up in the Dollar Tree. Right, so I think one of the tricks is, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. We do vintage audio restoration. We've added a heavy fishing schedule for the fall and winter coming up. Luckily, I'm very close to coastal California and the Russian River. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see what we do on that. In addition, demonstration cooking. I have a homesteading rancho here with a orchard in the very center of the hood, homesteading in the hood, here in Santa Rosa, California, in the heart of wine country. So I would love you to be a part of it. One of the things also, I think, so hit that subscribe button and that bell for all notifications. Also, I think a lot of times we don't get that pan hot enough. So a lot of people say the first pancake's a throwaway pancake anyway, but that's a pretty decent looking batter there, and I think we're going to do better than the restaurants anyway. So they say always take a little bit of water and skitter it across your skillet. So we're going to let that come up to temperature, and then we're going to be going for it in a major way here. I think our pan's getting hot. Look at that spoon spin. Like everything else on the rancho, it's had a little bit of a workout here, right? So we're not quite skittering across the, but that's a pretty hot skillet. But I want to get that. I want to really hear that, like Jiffy Pop. I want to hear that. I want to see that baby start to smoke. All right, here we go. We're going to do like two nice sized pancakes here. Okay, I don't know if I'll eat them all, but I'm sure not keeping leftovers on it. So we're in the show here. Let's get our genuine imitation flipper here. Wherever that is. There we go. So we're going to let that bubble up and really good. Problem is, they always call the first pancake a throwaway because people don't leave it down long enough. This might be a pretty good pancake. We want to wait till those bubbles are all broken there. And the only thing you need is a skillet. Let's try. Oh, that's a nice looking pancake, isn't it? You'll see a lot of people flatten that down. I don't think you want to do that. You don't want to take the puff out of it, all right? You want to let that baby get nice and crispy on that side too. That's a pretty nice looking, I did say that's a pretty nice looking pancake. Oh, wow. It was a pretty nice looking pancake. All right. that stick spray. How do you like that? Always put the ugly one on the bottom, right? All right, we got number 2 down there, and this baby is really hot. Okay, so it's kind of like it looked like it got in a front end collision. You don't want to muck with it too much, okay? I bet you taste good. Well, I don't think I'd be entering into the country fair, but what do they taste like? Plus, these are very delicate when they're very thin like this, so that's why. That's kind of why mine is breaking, and I'm just kind of mad, so I'm just going to flatten it. Like that. All right, we can turn our heat off now, and yeah. All right, we're left We left some goodness on there. Yum, yum. All right. There we go. Kind of look like a product of a 7th grade cooking class. I know. But here we go. Let's sit down at the table and give it a go. Paper towels on the table. How civilized. I was we were joking. I was in a live stream the other day. I was cooking, and I marveled at the way, brought it to people's attention, the different way that people in Europe, particularly in UK, will cut their food and eat their food. Well, let's just take a quick taste of this and see how it is. These look to me, they're not firm like pancakes. These thick old nasty things. These are nice and thin. They're more crepe-like than anything else. Good flavor. I don't really add butter to it at all, so this is real delicious. But anyway, guys, and I've spent a lot of time in England and back and forth, and of course overseas in Hong Kong and China and places like that. But notice, when most of us eat in the U.S., and nobody sits you down and teaches you this, right? You just watch other people. When we cut something like a piece of pancake, we take our knife, we sit it down on the edge of our plate, and then we switch hands with our fork and then spear the food. And then eat it like that. Then back to the other hand. Now, my friend Cindy Russo said her husband drives her crazy when he does the American way. Now, the British way is you turn your fork upside down, right? You cut, you position your food, you examine it for the bite size to make sure it hits requirements, but instead of sitting your knife down, you go ahead and pick that up with your fork upside down, moving some of the syrup on it or whatever, and then that way. So if you're going to have breakfast with the king or something like that, you don't want to do all this. What the hell are you doing, man? Oh, bloody yeah, right? So you want to, and when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense because you have an economy of motion. You're not moving things back and forth. Your knife isn't clinking the plate and all that stuff. It's funny how we eat, though, here. So, but you know what? I'm sticking with the American style. Okay. HungryJack pancakes are good. Very good flavor, nice and thin, just the way that pancakes should be, and not fat and 1 inch thick and blobby, things like that. Okay, so make sure if you're eating at a restaurant, you keep an eye and make sure you don't get blobby, gelatinous, blobby pancakes. They just don't cut it. All right, guys. Well, look, thanks so much for watching. Once again, if you're not subscribed, we have a lot of cool stuff, fun stuff that we do here on the channel. And the Rosie Murphy channel. Like I said, I recently picked up coastal fishing, which is going to be amazing, and crabbing too. It's going to be a lot of fun. Trying to suss out a place up and down the Sonoma coast, and we're lucky we have 60, 80 miles of pristine coastlines here, but it's very dangerous with big cliffs and very rough water and very rough seas. But I'm trying to find like a honey hole that is a good place to go fishing. So it's going to take some time, but that's going to be the fun of it. And I'm going to make sure my GoPro doesn't fail this time either. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. And HungryJack, yeah, you're a winner, man. All right, thanks, everybody.